naturally, I was the president of the Teenage Republican Club, and we organized a field trip to BYU Law School when I was in high school to go hear Judge Robert Bork speak. It was fantastic. And incidentally, doing stuff like that, activities like that, was a good way to make girls like you in high school. They really were. But fortunately, I found one actually in high school who liked me. She's here with me today. Wave to everyone, Sharon. In fact, our former president loves Sharon. Loves talking to Sharon. He thinks she's great, which of course she is. One time I was with him over at the White House, and he asked me a question. I won't bore you with the details. It took way too long, would take too long to explain. It deviates from the details of my speech today, but it was a very complicated question about the intricate interaction between the Constitution and the Senate rules. It was a strategic question. He wanted to know how he could engage in a particular maneuver. And I said, that's fascinating and remarkably coincidental. I was just talking to one of my staff members about this. To answer your question, I would need a few hours, and I'd need to consult with a handful of experts on the Senate rules, and I'd need a couple of lawyers. And he said, "That's fine. You can do that. Go talk to Johnny." I realized, okay, I guess that's what I'm doing for the rest of the day. So I convened the group of people I had in mind. It took me 4 or 5 hours. I was about to leave. It was getting dark. I was ready to go home. And I outlined it to, this is Johnny McEntee, then the head of the Office of Presidential Personnel. Outlined it to him. We worked it out into 15 steps. And I thought, man, he's really going to be impressed, but I'm glad I don't have to explain it. Johnny said, "No, I can't do this. You have to stay. You have to explain it." So I walked in. I'm thinking that he would have forgotten about it and gotten distracted. It was a really boring, arcane question. He sees me coming back in. "Oh, good, I've been waiting. Come on in." He starts pulling people in. "Pence, Meadows, Kellyanne, everybody come on in. Mike's got an answer for us." And all these White House staffers he had me sit down. They were all lined up behind me, and he's talking to me. "What have you got?" So I outlined it to him. It took me like 15 minutes. And I was really proud of myself. And I was thinking he was just going to bear his heart out to me. I'm thinking, thank you so much, Mike. Instead, he goes, "Mike, when the rest of us were 16, we were out chasing girls and doing crazy, crazy stuff. But then I think about you. At 16, you're not doing that, Mike. You're at home, sitting at a desk, and you're studying the Senate rules and the Constitution. Am I right?" And I said, "Well, it's not far off. Yeah, it's kind of true. But I did like girls. In fact, that's where I met Sharon." And he goes, "Yeah, good point." He said, "I knew it. I knew that was you." And then he turns around and he says to all the staff, and this is the critical part, "And yet, he has a beautiful wife. I don't understand."